Reforms in the area of human rights, the prospects of defamation law was the theme of the roundtable held on May 22nd at the Parkin Hotel. The discussion was attended by members of the government, MPs, representatives of the media and civil society, and international organizations. The event was organized by the Council of State Support NGOs, the United States Agency for International Development, the Azerbaijan Lawyers Confederation, and the American Bar Association. The roundtable discussed the recently adopted defamation bill and the development of freedom of expression legislation. Head of Public Policy Department of the Presidential Administration Ali Hasanov said that the amendments are based on progressive initiatives. If someone thinks that it is possible to offend and not bear responsibility, they are wrong. Criminal liability will remain. The law will expand the range of media freedom and create more opportunities for the media that follows journalistic ethics, said Hasanov. Experts believe that the defamation laws should protect freedom of expression, personal dignity, and public safety. It is necessary to find a common denominator. If the defamation is a public issue, it should be regulated by the penal code. If this is a personal question, it should be regulated by the civil code. Citizens should clearly know what they can expect for certain actions. Citizens can see that the amendments to the freedom of assembly and NGO legislation hinder their activity, which makes people nervous, said spokesperson for the American Bar Association Robert Steer. I am for decriminalization of defamation. Once when censorship was abolished, some argued that it will have negative consequences, but it didn't, said member of Azerbaijani parliament Gudrat Hasanguliyev. If there is a mutual understanding and compromise, defamation law can be adopted. But we should not amend the criminal code. Many European countries did so. It will only have a preventive effect. In the recent years, no journalist was prosecuted for defamation in Azerbaijan, said the head of the Parliamentary Committee on Legal Policy, Ali Husseinli. However, the head of the Baku office of OSCE, Koray Targay, said no compromise can be made with regard to freedom of speech and expression. The adoption of defamation law has been discussed for many years, and there is no progress. On the contrary, the scope of defamation has been expanded. The OSCE supports the decriminalization of defamation. In many European countries, such laws have been adopted, said Targay, emphasizing that fines and other penalties for defamation are very severe in Azerbaijan. Expert Rashid Hajili believes that the penalties should be adequate to legislation. The law for serious crimes set a fine of not more than 1,600 manat, while for defamation, which is not a serious crime at all, media organizations are fined 50,000 manat and more, said Hajili. There was a difference of opinions over criminalization of defamation online. Ali Hasanov, department head of presidential administration, spoke about the inadmissibility of insult and slander on the internet. We will not accept the norms that create outrage in society, said Hasanov. President of Azerbaijan Internet Forum Osman Gündüz drew attention to the fact that the internet is also a means of communication. As if the government has two opinions, progressive and conservative. On the one hand, the government releases a telecommunication satellite into space and makes big investments in the development of the internet. On the other hand, sets criminal penalties for defamation on the internet. He said, "It will be difficult to identify the authors of defamatory comments or information who are outside of Azerbaijan. It is unclear how the investigation will be launched and how the law will be applied in this case," commented media expert Alaskar Mehmetli. Director of the Office of Democracy and Governance of the Azerbaijani representation of USAID, Roland Glass, spoke about international practice. According to him, President Barack Obama supports the decriminalization of defamation. President Obama has been heavily criticized and tolerates it, which is not related to his weakness, but rather an indication that he is a strong leader, said Glass. Head of Tehran Information Agency Mehman Aliyev believes that judges should specialize in the field of internet in order to consider the cases relating to defamation online. The head of the Press Council Aflatun Amashov considers acceptable the adoption of the law on protection from defamation under certain conditions, in particular bringing the fines in line with international practice, indicating supremacy of international law, and including a provision that defamation will be decriminalized in 2 years.